Alright you guys, what's up? It's Alyssa. Today I wanted to do something a little different. As I've said in another video, I am a pre-computer science student at the University of Arizona, so I am not a professional. So I was gonna use this mic, but I don't know how to. I think I'm just gonna not do it. I'm actually gonna screen record this. I am gonna do it through QuickTime. You literally just click on the QuickTime app and then you do new screen recording. I'm adjusting my screen size. Okay, I'm gonna hit record and then boom, you're gonna be screen recording. Let's do this. What I did to download Python, I just go Python idle, download on the web. You can go, I think it's this one. In this case, I have the newest one for the Mac. Let me make sure I'm going to the right place. I go to the latest download version, which I guess is this one, and also just make sure it fits with whatever you have that's Mac or PC or whatever. It's a pretty easy download, so I'm not going to go too much into it. But this is what's going to happen once you actually search up Python and you've opened it. So this is called the Python shell. This is where the output of your code is going to show up, basically. And this is where you're actually going to code. So this is called the script mode, this right here. And then this is your shell. I'm just going to save this. So what I'm pressing is Fn, and then I'm going to press F5. It's a shortcut, save it for later. And then I'll just call it, I don't know, .py. So we're going to save that to my desktop for now. Be saved, there you go. And now you can start programming. And the first thing that we're going to talk about is the print function. It's pretty basic. You literally just type print, a parenthesis, and then anything in quotes. You can use a single or a double quote. In this case, I'm going to do double. That's actually the habit that I got into. I don't really know why I usually do doubles. And then I'm just gonna print hello world. As a quick run, I'm gonna press Fn, F5, and this is gonna run it and save it. There you go. So I have just run a program. Oh man, this gives me so many ideas for video intros. That'd be really cool. I'm feeling myself right now, sorry. Okay, anyway, yeah, so this is the text that I printed out. This is also called a string if it's in quotations. Let's say you want to put the quotations in here, you would have to use the single ones around it. Your computer needs to tell the difference. So this one's actually gonna get the quotes around it, yes. And then let's say you do these ones inside, see what happens. So that's when you're gonna get your invalid syntax error. Let's say you wanna do what's up. This is gonna work, but if you use this, it will not work. And you can tell before you run it, it's not gonna work because these letters are in white and everything else that's considered inside of the string is in green. All right, so as you saw, we just got our first syntax error. If you're a programmer, you're gonna error out a lot. It's gonna be frustrating, it's gonna be hard, but we'll go into more errors later. Something else you can do, you can format it differently. Oh gosh, that's embarrassing. So this would have it print out on different lines, or instead of doing that, you can do something like this. And honestly, there's a lot of stuff to go into it. This end function will have world print out like that. You see how there's no space. You can print on several lines just as long as, oh, did you see how it highlighted that? Let's do that again. But when you add the parentheses around it, it's gonna know that this belongs together. And this is gonna get you that same thing. So it's pretty cool if you just wanna play around with it. It's your basic printing. I'm doing review. I type worse when I'm nervous. Do different functions with these backlash. You can also do a lot with, they're not called backlashes, they're called backslashes. In this case, we're gonna do a /T, and this means that you're gonna tab it. So now you can see how it's tabbed. Oh, I added another T. So now you can see it's tab. Maybe you wanna do several tabs. And there you go, it's right in the middle. Let's say I don't want to print on a new line. You don't have to, you can just print, and for new line, just N. So then you'll get your next print function. Or now you could say hi. It's gonna print on a new line with the word hi. And Morgan just got home, so my video is gonna get interrupted. So these are just different sequences, the new tab, the new line. The next thing that we're gonna talk about, you can concatenate strings. So I'm gonna make a new print line, and I'm gonna say hi, I guess. I'm gonna add this plus sign. Maybe I should do this, hello. So with the concatenation, these two will just be right next to each other. If you do this, they won't. Concatenating strings means joining them together to create a whole new string. So we learn basic sequence functions like the new tab, new line, printing on several lines, what the different quotations mean. And I think the last thing we'll talk about is multiplying words. You can repeat strings by doing this. And as you can see, this is what we use for multiplication. It's gonna multiply hello 10 times. And as I was saying before, this is in white, but that's okay because you don't want to print this out. You want to actually have this multiply. You can get hello 10 times. So I think this is basically it for printing, and I can always do another one or go more in depth when writing actual programs. I would like to write some actual programs, maybe some easy ones, if this is a series that people are gonna like. Next is just basic math. Math functions, you know, how to add numbers, how to subtract numbers, and then, yeah, we'll go from there. Why are you interrupting my video?
I'm not. I'm just gonna see. What are you doing? What is this for?
So now we're gonna go into useful mathematical operations. If you do this, you go into multiplication, right? Doing this, and then times 10. Oh, it's not even on the screen. My bad. So as I was saying, this goes into multiplication, and you get your hello 10 times. You don't always have to do strings for this. So let's say you want to do 2 times 10. 2 times 10 is 20. It's a quick calculator. If for some reason you don't have one. This is just going to obviously print out 2 times 10, which is fine, but if all you want is the answer, then you're just going to want to do 2 times 10 without the quotes. And let's say you want both. I want to show what 2 times 10 equals. You could do this, put 2 times 10. 2 times 10. You can make it nicer or whatever you want to do. Let's say you want to do 2 minus 10, and you can do 2 minus 10. Then you get 2 minus 10 equals -8. Your addition then you can also do, which is going to obviously give you 12. Your division, there are definitely easier ways to do this. You can even make it so that way you're not going to get the decimal. This is actually a good example. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. But in this case, it printed out the decimal because this is going to be your true value. Say you do 7 divided by 3. You're gonna get the true number. This one was your true value, and now this is gonna be your integer value. And this will also make more sense too, better comparison if you do 6 divided by, what did we do before? 6 divided by 2. Originally we got 3.0, and now we are going to get just the 3. And the other thing that we're gonna talk about is modulus. The modulus takes the remainder after you put in the number. Does that make sense? I always have trouble explaining this. 6 modulus 2, so 2 fits into 6 3 times, which means you're gonna get 0. 2 fits into 6 3 times, which means there's not gonna be a remainder at the end. So therefore, 6 modulus 2 is remainder 0. And then let's do 7 modulus 3. So 3 fits into 7 2 times, and then you have 1 as the remainder. So your 7 mod 3 will be 1. Those are just useful mathematical operations. You notice how I'm always having to type everything in. I'm actually gonna delete this for now. So let's say I just want to test a whole bunch of numbers and, you know, divide them, multiply them, addition, subtraction, all that good stuff. We can set variables. So we can say num1 and num2. You're just gonna plug that in. Whatever you make the variable for num1 and number 2, this is what's gonna show up here. So you don't have to type it in each time. So let's just use an example. 5 minus 2. Num1 is set as 5 and num2 is set as 2. This is saying 5 minus 2. What you're gonna have as your output over here is gonna be 3. There you go. So you can do this for everything, so you don't have to change it each time. Let's say I want to now test 10 minus 2. It's 8, so that's pretty simple. This can be very useful. Say you're writing a program, and instead of changing a string or a number throughout the whole program, you just change it up here once, and then it's going to change it for the rest. I think another good example would be... Oh, I like I said the variable, and then I didn't even use it. This is what another error looks like. You're gonna get a bunch of these red messages the more you program as well, which is totally fine. It's all part of the learning process. It's not always gonna say name, like depending what you're working with. There's just so many things that can error out. We've done mathematical operations, and now we talked a little bit about variables. The more that we program, the more I do in this series, you can start to see how useful it really is. So a little bit about variables. You wanna choose pretty descriptive names, but that are short. Dibbles. It's definitely gonna get more complicated. Let's say you're writing a program that includes all your financial information, like how much you spend in a month. Rent, car, phone bill, those variables you can just literally make it short. Just don't call it like var1, var2. That wouldn't work. You need to put it together. And then var3. So let's say you're talking about rent, car, phone bill. It's gonna get a little bit more complicated the more code you have. So I would recommend calling it, you know, naming it something descriptive as enough that you're gonna know what you're talking about. Be consistent, keep the length in check. Don't make it too long. Obviously, don't make it like that short. I think that can get confusing. So the last thing we're gonna talk about is taking input from a user. So now this is where things get a little bit more interesting. First of all, I'm gonna give it a variable. This is gonna be the variable I'm gonna ask someone for their name. And remember what we talked about? There you go. Now the computer knows that whatever the person inputs after this question, it's gonna be his name. And then you can say, print, like how we talked about, hi name. So now we're gonna go ahead and run this. Okay, so what's your name? Alyssa. And then you're gonna hit enter, and then it's gonna say, hi Alyssa. You can do a new line after this to make it a little, so now it's not just asking right after. You can do a lot of cool stuff with this. So the example I used before, the program is figuring out someone's financial situation or the expenses that they spend on in a month, how much money they're gonna have left. You can say questions like, how much is your phone bill? How much is your car payment? How much is your mortgage or rent? And then the user can put it in each time, and at the end, since we know some math functions now, you can calculate all of the expenses at the end. I kind of forgot about this. So let's say you want to make all the characters in the name. I forgot how to do this. I think that you're gonna do this, maybe? Oh, I was right, yay, okay. So you can actually make strings completely upper or lowercase. You can do a capitalized function that it only would capitalize the first character of the string. So I'll just show these, and then I think that's gonna be the end of the video. I can't upload footage or videos longer than 15 minutes. Let's give this a shot. I already ran this, but I'll run it again. It's gonna make your whole string uppercase. If you put dot upper parenthesis parenthesis, if you see that my A is already capitalized, it'll still capitalize the entire string. You can lowercase the whole string, which I will write in caps just to show you. It's all lowercase. Capitalize, capitalize. I'm gonna do it all lowercase so you can see that it'll capitalize the first letter of my name. And that's pretty much it for today. Yeah, let me know what you guys think, because I could definitely do a program for the next video. I already have a program in mind actually. It's the expenses one that I was talking about. My first semester at school we had to write something like that. It's really not that hard of a program to do. It's just a very useful program to know, and it's impressive. If you're just starting out. So I'm gonna stop this, and thank you for watching again. I just wanted to say another thing. I am not a person who had like a STEM brain. I was very bad at math growing up. I was into music and art. So I just wanted to say that anyone can do this. I've struggled a lot. I go to a lot of tutoring, which unfortunately is not what I want to do. And honestly, I just don't consider myself a very smart person. But this is not the stuff that I'm used to. The first programming class I took was when I was still getting my music degree. It was a really fast-paced class. It was a very fast-paced course. We had to write a new program every 2.5 days, and the course was for C++, and I failed pretty hard. But man, I was struggling. It's still a struggle. That's why this video is gonna be easy and slow. Please don't forget to subscribe if you liked the video.
Share the video, comment the video.
All right, have a good day.